Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. I thought we'd have a look at the Austral Elegance Push2Go and explain the Push2Go functions, as well as look over the unboxing, show you the product, which is available from our lock shop, drlock.com.au. So first of all, let's have a look at a Push2Go Austral Elegance lock. Take it all out of the box and then we can identify the parts. Okay, we've got a little black plastic tab in there as well. Okay, so here is our main lock body. This is exactly the same as the Elegance, even though it's the Push2Go model. You've got your 3-point locking part on the back here. Now, there is another adapter that goes on for some of the cable systems. They've got a fair few different cable systems. If you look here, there is a little round insert there that can be pushed out if you want to. If not, you can actually use those two holes. So it depends on what type of 3-point locking system you've got, whether or not you want to use two holes of this size, which is like a 4mm or a 5mm, or if you want to use the two little cables, which are like 1.5mm cables. So one's at the top, one's at the bottom, but you can push this hole out to achieve that. Looking at the body here, you've got your handle that goes through these top holes. You got your the actual handle fittings go through the top and bottom hole. Then you have your spindle, the square drive for the handle. Then you have your privacy little snib. Then you have your lazy cam cylinder that goes through there. There is also an accessory bracket that goes on the back here. It's not included in. Also, the cylinder is not included in as well. Now, this is Push2Go function. What that means is, it means when you leave the house, you can actually, from the outside, push this Push2Go lock function. So if this was your door from the outside and you've gone, hey, I've just walked out the door and I want to make the screen door on privacy lock, you can push this in and the lock would go into privacy mode. Privacy mode is not deadlock, so it's not like you're deadlocking the lock when you leave. If you want to do that, use the key. If you just want to go out and quickly lock it, you push it up and then it becomes privacy locked, which is like a half lock. When you want to undo that half lock, you have to use the key. So it's not a complete deadlock. Don't think, oh, I'll just lock it by pushing it up. You can do that when you're around the garden or going to go get the mail or somewhere close by, or if you know, it's basically to enable privacy lock. Privacy lock, I believe, can be undone from the inside with the turn snib. Let's look at the inside handle so we can explain the turn snib. Here's the turn snib here. So if you're on the inside and you wanted to just flick this across, that's what they call a privacy lock, a half lock. That's the same thing you're doing with that push-up button from the outside. So if you've got family and things in their home and you think, oh, I'll just lock the screen door in privacy mode so nobody can go through that door, you just push it up. On saying that, it's not a full deadlock, so people can still sort of put their finger around and go through the screen and hit this snib and undo it. So don't think of it as a full deadlock, because it's not. And if you do that and you leave, you're not getting the full strength of the deadlock. So use it as a privacy function. The handles themselves can go in two positions, so we're going left-handed and then we're going right-handed. So depending on what side of the door you're hinged on, you can flip that around like so and go left and right-handed. To put the handles in, you just simply pop in like that and then put them on the door. Right, here's the screws. Let me go through them. So you've got a square drive bar, I think it's like 8mm, that goes in here through this square section here and into your other handle. So it goes handle through the lock into the other one. That's what drives the actual latch on the lock here, that part there. You've got another more bluey silvery screw. That is for your lock cylinder. So you put your lock cylinder in there and you come through with this screw, and that's what that is. I'll show you the cylinder. Here's the shape of the cylinder. Remember, cylinder's not included, and these ones, they take the lazy cam, okay? So when you want to put your cylinder in, we're going to have that lazy cam towards the black section here. We're going to pop it in like so. Then we're going to come through and pop our screw in, and we're going to test it works. Now, when you're testing if it works, you push this one in and this bigger bolt will pop out. Do it in that position and you're testing, does it lock, does it unlock? All right, so that's that part. Here's our striker plate. Okay, our striker plate's fairly straightforward. One of the big things to remember is make sure that you've got enough depth and enough clearance inside that rectangle for this bolt to lock into. I've seen a lot of times where the problems are that this bolt cannot project all the way and then you feel it on the key. So make sure you do that. Next thing is this little circle here does not go into that rectangle. It sits along the top here, and is pushed in when the door is in its door jamb. The big rectangle goes in, the little one gets pushed up against the surface here. You've got some very tiny little screws here, little wood screws. They're for your lock body, top and bottom. So little tiny wood screw, top and bottom there. You've got two metal threaded screws, probably about 40mm long. They're for your handles. From the inside, you'll see you've got two holes on the inside. That's for your handle. And this right here is for your turn snib. So it will go in like so. And always put the turn snib facing up so that way it can move freely left and right. Don't put it over the top of the cylinder. So those screws, get back into the screws, they're metal threaded. They've got a bit of thread, then they've got nothing, and they've got Phillips head on there. They're for the top and bottom handles. Now if you're lucky and you haven't lost them, you might get these little plugs. They go over the top here, and if you ever need to get the lock off, you've got to dig them out so they're not going to be there on the second time round. But if you want to pop them in, you just pop them over the top of the screws and push them in to make it look all nice and pretty. Not that it's not, you know, really needed, but that's basically the screw thread. You've got 2 wooden threaded screws for your striker plate as well, and that's pretty much the lock explained to you. Now, what's the difference between a push-to-go and not a push-to-go? The difference is this outside function. It works exactly the same, but without this push-to-go locking function. Whether or not you need the push-to-go locking function, I don't know. I think it probably confuses more people than it saves. When you're ordering this product, make sure that you order your cylinders separately, as it does not come in a kit. On saying that, you can most of the time use your old cylinder, so you shouldn't have too many troubles. Alright, so that's Austral Push2Go Elegance lock. Sometimes if we don't have the standard Elegance in stock, we do send you out a Push2Go, because it's pretty much the same lock, just with that extra feature, and sometimes it's better than waiting a month or 2 for more stock to arrive. So if you've got any requirements where you can't have Push2Go, or you ordered an Elegance but you received Push2Go, that would be the reason why. We'll call you and let you know anyway. So Austral Elegance Push2Go part number ELPTG/BLST, and that's available from deadlock.com.au. On our lock shop, please email for further queries. Thanks for watching.